Namaste, my galactic family. This is Angela Sim, Mohrephoh from Missouri. Pleiadian consciousness here for you. My galactic family, please listen to me with your heart. The frequency, my galactic family, right now is very, very high frequency. That's why you noticed a lot of things coming up the surface of your consciousness to bring all the hidden aspects from your past lives, from your karmic endeavors, from your interactions, my galactic family. Anything and everything what's hidden will be shown to you through your situations, through your scenarios, through everything, my galactic family, through everything. Even sometimes you're going to be frustrated, you're going to be angry. 1 second you're going to be angry, 5 minutes later you're going to be calm and peaceful, and you're going to be like, why I mentioned that, why I was thinking that, and you're saying never again, and again comes, a couple hours later, again, same scenario, and the same scenario, and it will repeat itself until you're going to be so tired, my galactic family, so tired of reflecting of that pattern. The key is, my galactic family, not to respond. But you're going to say, Angela Sim, sometimes it's difficult, my relatives, family members, co-workers, friends, what have you, neighbors, there's different scenarios, and how you deal with the situation. How do you do that, You have to really come to the point of knowing that there's no point of any relativity, any reflection coming from you towards anybody. After you keep repeating this, repeating this scenario, and by now you are aware, my galactic family, that if it came back to you and you have the same anger, the same thoughts, the same scenario comes, that means something is not only hidden inside of you, but you are allowing to. Maybe it's pain. Maybe you've been raised in a family. Maybe it's from generations. Maybe you've been raised that way, Could be a lot of aspects, my galactic family. But you will keep doing this until you're going to be tired of responding. The key is, my galactic family, not to respond. Do what's in your power to be silent. Use any method, my galactic family, to keep yourself in check, to keep yourself in your world, in your frequency. Fall in love so much in yourself that you're not going to allow. Wake up tomorrow, my galactic family. Wake up tomorrow morning and tell yourself, look in the mirror and tell yourself, I will let no one cross my line. my boundaries. It stops right now, right here, right now. Somebody's yelling at you. Somebody's doing everything to trigger you. Because they've been triggering, somebody knows you, your family members knows you so well. The demons in them knows you so well, my galactic family, that they know like a manual. They know exactly what to do, how to do it to trigger you. And you try it so many times to avoid the situation, to be triggered. And still it's not working. How many of you're writing to me, my galactic family? We Angel Sim, we tried everything. And it's not working. But listen to yourself, my galactic family. Everything means everything. But I don't think you did everything, my galactic family. Because the key is you don't have to do everything. You just have to follow through with only one thing alone. You have to follow, my galactic family. To not be triggered anymore. Like I mentioned in previous films, my galactic family. Look in the previous film, my galactic family. I mentioned how to stop the triggers. Please look at through all Pleiadian Mohrephoh films. Follow your intuition, my galactic family. That's why I majority of the films have no subject. It's just a number. The numerology is very powerful. So follow your intuition, what number you want, you know. There's over 200 films, my galactic family, on 6 different YouTube channels. Just type Pleiadian Mohrephoh and the number, and you will connect the big dots, my galactic family, the big dots. But you have to, because it's not working, my galactic family. The reason is not working because you trying too hard to stop it. You trying so hard to stop the triggers that actually you are activating the triggers by yourself. You focus so much on stopping the triggers that actually it's a power of paradox. You doing everything what's in your power to stop the triggers, but you're doing in such intensity, my galactic family, that actually the smallest trigger gonna trigger you. You see the power of paradox, my galactic family? This is how it works. So listen to me. Please listen to me, my galactic family. Listen to me. I know there's a lot of you light workers. You've been specifically, you chose the families and demonic families and demonic countries. Some families are archdemons, you know. I'm not saying all the souls are evil. I'm saying to be a demon, you have to carry a load of karmas through your lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes and in generations of frequency pulling more pararealities pull. If the more pararealities pulling on your frequency, you have if you don't have a balance in your spirit, this is the demonic frequency. Demonic frequency, the explanation of an angel and a demon is an angel and nothing is pulling his frequency. There's no karma, there's only dharma. Why we see a possessed people, we call them, oh, you demon, you're archdemon, you're a devil, you acting like this, you acting like that. It's not them, they are not in balance, my galactic family. The demonic frequency, they've been through parallel universes, parallel realities, my galactic family. They've been, because everything is happening right now, even at the so-called past, but it's still connected to their life right here, right now. That's why you see they are doing everything to trigger you. Why? Because they are not in the balance. They want you to be not in balance. Do you see how that goes? The light is spreading and the darkness is want to spread as well. So, my galactic family, because it's too much pulling of their karma, of the cords, of the karmic cords from pararealities. pulling them. That's why you don't have to trigger somebody is on a demonic frequency. You don't have to trigger them. You can be the nicest person ever. You can just mention the nicest thing in the nicest way possible to someone, and they already gonna hate you, and they're gonna be triggered, and they're gonna do everything to do something to you in a negative way, because they are not straight in their mind. When you have thousands and thousands of Pleiadian pulling at you because you got so much negative karma, you can't think straight, my galactic family. That's why being in the present moment, you actually, even being in the present moment for those demonic frequencies, those demonic people, even if you're going to tell them to be in the present moment, they're going to be in the present moment the minute you're going to tell them be in the present moment. But the 1 minute, they will forget about the conversation, and they're going to be they are constantly somewhere else. Because everything is, the cords of pararealities is pulling them. That's why the demonic people are constantly thinking about everything. And they always remember about the past, any scenario, what happened with their parents, with their children, with their neighbors, with their co-workers, anything just to feed, just to give off the negative frequency, because the holding on to the frequency for so long in this so-called vehicle you carry, what thoughts you have, you generate frequency, and that frequency generates the chemistry you have in your body. So suddenly this person cannot go from the darkness to the light in a split second, because the chemistry of their body, it's too low, because they've been feeding through pararealities on negativity, my galactic family. Do you see how that goes, my galactic family? So what you say, what you speak, the anger, the frequency, the ego, something did something to you, and you want to feed your ego. He's not better than me, I'm better than you. And that anger and that frustration, you creating frequency, and that frequency is putting in your cells, in your body, different components in your body. Different chemical reactions happen in your body by what you say, what you think, how you feel. Your chemistry responds what you're thinking, what you're saying, how you react, how you don't react. Everything is on a cellular level connected through pararealities. And you're asking again. Yes, we watched the film Angela Sim, and is nothing is working. Still, they are triggering me, and the triggers they even trigger me even more, because you're trying too hard. You're trying so powerfully, my galactic family, to stop the triggers, that actually you activating a kid of power of paradox. Because you're trying so much to stop the triggers that actually you are triggering yourself by yourself. Let go, my galactic family. Again, the scenario will come when your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your neighbor, your coworker, somebody in a store, somebody on the street, somebody in a park, in a forest, anywhere. Any scenario will come to you before it come to you. What do you feel first before the trigger? What's the first mechanics before the trigger? What is it? Come on, my galactic family. What is it? It's what you hear, what you see. You can look at something and you can be triggered unconsciously. So first, when you look, let it go. Be in compassion frequency. See them as a child. They have no idea what they're doing. If this is not going to work, probably you're going to hear something. And usually when they're going to say something, it will usually all the time the trigger's activating your trigger. So be silent. Be on such a frequency, my galactic family, that it's not like you don't care because you don't have a heart. I don't care about my mom. I don't care about my father or my brother or my sister. I don't care. You care. You love them, but you have to be on a frequency like you don't bother anymore. You don't care. If you stop caring, you don't weigh nothing. Stop caring, my galactic family. What somebody's thinking, what are you doing? If you will not care what anybody say or think about you, then you will stop the triggers. Because the only reason the triggers are activating, even you trying everything you mentioned to me, and it's still going on, because you're not letting the scenario to follow through. Expect. Use the power of paradox the other way around. And that's how you're going to win. When you're doing everything what's in your power to stop the triggers, you're activating the kid against you. So anything, the smallest thing will trigger you. Use a power of paradox in your advantage, my galactic family. Be like, wake up in the morning and be like this, and have a consciousness like this. It's not like you're ready for any trigger, to anybody to trigger you, but it's like you can wait for any trigger to come to you, and that's how you're really conscious of the triggers, and that's how you can only really not be bothered by them. You're neutral to them. When you're going to be on a frequency, you are waiting for a trigger. You can't wait for a trigger to come to you from anybody. You're just waiting for a trigger to come to you. That's how you are in neutral state. And no trigger ever will activate you. You see how that goes, my galactic family? Use the power paradox in your advantage, my galactic family. Use it for your benefit. You're not harming no one. You're just being neutral. Like I mentioned about the balance in the past films, my galactic family, to be in a balance. Look through Pleiadian Mohrephoh films, previous films. I was speaking about the balance. It will help you to understand what we're saying in this film, my galactic family. So like, wake up in the morning and don't be so rigid, like, oh, I am a Rambo, I am Superman, and nobody will ever will use their triggers on me again. And you are using power paradox against you by you doing this. And then you calling me and you telling me the stuff you're mentioning to us, Angel Sim, doesn't work because you're not doing it right. Listen again to those films I gave you before, and you'll be like, oh yeah, I missed this part. Oh yeah, this one, yeah. Now I get it. You see where we're coming with this, my galactic family. So use the powers, use the balance point, a power of paradox. Use the energies, the triggers devil using on you, use on them. And that's how you are becoming neutral. You see how that goes, my galactic family. So wake up tomorrow, and be constantly Because the trigger only can come to you when you subconsciously told yourself, subconsciously, you override it. You put it in your subconscious that no trigger gonna bother me anymore, and you doing your things. You go out into the world. You doing your stuff. You doing, and the smallest thing comes to you, boom, you triggered, and it's like it's not working. It's not working because you override it in your subconscious. You put that frequency on a back burner, and you're using the power of paradox against you when you do that. Don't be like, no trigger ever gonna trigger me. Don't be like this, because like this, the smallest trigger gonna trigger you. One more time, my galactic family. Wake up tomorrow morning and tell yourself, my galactic family, I cannot wait for triggers to come to me. I cannot wait. I was born to reflect the triggers. I can't wait to, where are the triggers? It's like, be like this, like a compass. Be like this soul that is just looking for triggers. Anything can trigger me. Come on. Where are you? Look for them. Can't wait to see them, to hear them. And that's how you become invisible to them. Because you are on their frequency. Because what's the mechanics? How is that actually working? Let me explain to you, my galactic family. Listen to me with your heart. The only reason you are triggered, my galactic family, because you are doing something. Because any being in any multiverses, in any creation, they love their patterns. We love the way we do things, yeah? It starts with this, my galactic family. It's from the get-go. Let's go from the get-go, my galactic family. You like things your way. Somebody else like things their way. And there's somebody else like the things their way. And you are in that frequency of that flow. And you love that flow. This is your flow. This is how you walk. This is how you talk. This is how you get dressed. This is how you wash the dishes. Everybody loves the things they do the way they do it, my galactic family. You see how that goes? And somebody else will come with such a different frequency from yours that will gently touch you with the finger of their frequency, and you coming off balance. You're not in balance anymore, because my galactic family, that you love to do things your way, how you want to do them, what you are doing. It's you are in a flow. It's like you're living in a big house by yourself. How peaceful. You can put the spoon right here. You can leave the fork right here. You can leave the plate right here. Nobody gonna bother. You're not gonna bother, because this is your house. This is your frequency. It's perfect. But there's a lot of different roommates come into your home, and this is analogy, frequency, and your vehicle and your body. You're gonna be bothered. Somebody puts something on the countertop. You don't want that. The smallest things can trigger, because see, you're losing your flow. You're losing the way you love to do things. That's how the devil is pushing the buttons of everybody, because devil knows everybody, even the devil, like to do things his way. It's my way or the highway. Do you know that saying? Yeah. So see how that goes, my galactic family. That's the get-go from the triggers. It's, my galactic family, that you like things to be done the way you love them to do it, how you do it, because this is you, this is who you are. But there are those people who are so imbalanced that even if they have a roommate, nothing bothers, nothing triggers them. You know why? Because depends who are you living with. It's very important. Is the energy going to trigger you? Is their karmic parallel realities going to trigger you? Because actually, the person, your mom, your dad, your brother, your neighbor, they are not triggering you. Their parallel realities are trigger your frequency. It's behind the curtains. It's from within. It's the energy, ground zero energy, the pararealities. That's what's triggering you. Actually, the individual is not triggering you. It's their past, their pararealities, their experiences in other worlds are bouncing off your frequency. So actually, we can be never angry at no one because it's not them. It's the always parareality. But let's go back to the gecko, my galactic family. Let's start. You like to do things your way. I like to do things my way. And it's like, to understand this, my galactic family, how to really stop the triggers completely and be, because the biggest freedom is not how wealthy you are, how much peace you have. And how you can obtain and control your peace in your mind, in your body, in your environment. That's how rich you are. So it's the same in spiritual and physical. It's the same. I will prove it to you. How the devil is attacking you and creating those triggers, I will explain to you. Listen to me, my galactic family. In any martial arts, any fighting skills, what's the most important thing? If you are a boxer, a karate, any martial arts, any of them, what's the most important thing? Is not your strength. It's not even your speed, my galactic family. Not your strength, not your speed. It's the balance. You can stand in front of somebody and you can tell them, kick me the hardest you can. And the second they will lift their leg to kick you, a second before they're going to kick you, you move a inch, a millimeter. You're going to move just a millimeter, right or left. The force, because the force of their kick on you was programmed where you are exactly standing. The biggest power was exactly where you were standing. But when you're going to move an inch right or left, even if their kick will be the hardest, or the punch the hardest, if you're going to move an inch, my galactic family, right or left, forward, backwards, you putting their frequency not in balance. You discharge their kick, or they want to hit you, or they want to kick you. It's not working. You don't feel nothing. But when you're standing in a spot and you're gonna tell somebody, kick me the hardest you can, you're gonna feel it, yeah. When they're gonna actually do it, when they're gonna touch you physically with their leg or a hand, you actually will feel it. But when you're going to move an inch or a half an inch, a quarter of an inch, any direction, just before the impact of the leg or a hand, you will not even going to feel it. Because a balance, it's the power. And see, if it works in a physical reality, it works in a spiritual reality. So the analogy I gave you with the martial arts, my galactic family, that's what devil's using to trigger you. Just you, before they gonna kick you or hit you spiritually, move right, left, forward, backward, a quarter of an inch, my galactic family. That's the only analogy. And the triggers will never touch you. Even if you're gonna hear them, it's like somebody gonna kick you, but you're gonna move an inch or right or left. You bringing them the power point, when the striking the point, the strike where they want to kick you, where they want to hit you. They're losing their balance. So if they're losing their balance, they're losing their strength. And actually, they are falling. They actually, even if they're going to touch you with a leg or with a hand, they could fall because they are not, they hit you, but they don't have that balance in them. So see, it's not the speed, it's not the power, it's the balance point, my galactic family. So using power of paradox in your advantage, my galactic family. How that works spiritually, listen to me. So you wake up tomorrow morning, and because it's like when you're not ready, if somebody is going to, for example, kick you or hit you, you're not ready, they're going to win, right? Because they didn't tell you, hey, listen to me, I'm going to kick you or I'm going to hit you, be ready. A lot of times when this happens, it happens very quickly. That's why you think somebody did something to you, hit you or kick you, and they are so powerful. No, they only did it when you were not conscious of it. That's why they were in a balance. That's why you felt the force. But when somebody's going to tell you, okay, let's do this, yeah, physically or spiritually. When you're ready, you can be conscious what's happening in front of you, and by moving, they're losing balance, and you are winning. The same, my galactic family, spiritually. How the devil's using it to trigger you. My galactic family, when you tell yourself, nothing ever gonna trigger me again, you sending a signal to the universe that you're ready for more triggers. That's the power of paradox against you. Why? Because you challenging the universe. You're saying there's nothing ever gonna trigger me. So universe say, okay, we're gonna test you. See, when you approach this way, my galactic family, you using power of paradox against you. Listen to me carefully, and you're gonna be free, you're gonna be peaceful, you're gonna be happy. Like the martial arts example, balance is the key, not the speed or the strength. Wake up tomorrow morning, my galactic family, and it's like, see the difference between a person who is actually practicing martial arts and the one who doesn't. He's constantly in that world. He is ready. He's constantly, he's like, he can't wait for anybody to come to him, because he's already ready. He's ready. He's conscious of that act. That's why nothing comes to them. Usually people who are honestly study martial arts, but not to do harm, but for their own, from the heart, for their own, because they love the martial arts. Usually those people are 90% of them, they're never ever they never have any physical interactions in the world, because they're using power of paradox in their advantage, because they know how powerful they are. So you use the power of paradox to benefit you, my galactic family. How you do it? Like a martial arts, I give you an example. Listen to me, my galactic family. Listen to me, please. Listen to me, because how many times I told you this, my galactic family, and you're like, oh, Because everything is important. You listen to Pleiadian Mohrephoh films, you heard something and you're like, oh, I'm doing it. And then you're like, oh, Angela, is not working. Listen to everything, my galactic family. Listen again and again and again until you will know exactly what we're saying to you. Wake up tomorrow morning and don't say, my galactic family, that nothing ever again gonna trigger me. And you noticed why I am keep repeating in a lot of Pleiadian Mohrephoh films, why I'm using a method of giving you information and I'm prolonging things. Come on, get to the point. Come on. How many of you, I know, I'm doing this on purpose. How many of you are listening to Pleiadian Mohrephoh films? You're like, come on, just tell us. Why you prolonging this? Why? Because if you cannot be balanced right now listening to this, how you gonna be balanced after you listen to that film and you're actually gonna practice what I mentioned to you? Patience, my galactic family. Spiritual balance is patience. Spiritual balance, that's patience, my galactic family. Patience. That's why I'm prolonging sometimes. Because if you don't have patience, you will click off this video, and a lot of you already did, because, oh, you're prolonging, it's not for me, come on. Because you're not ready for it. If you really want to stop the triggers, you will listen. You will have patience. That's the key. That's why we're doing this, my galactic family. To help you, to make you more aware. That's the whole point, my galactic family. So, the smallest thing, and you triggered. The smallest thing. Dismissed all of this. Whatever I told you. Forget about it. And listen to this. Wake up tomorrow morning and be in an attitude of gratitude. But with the gratitude, my galactic family, look for triggers. Be like an eagle looking for a mice. Be like an eagle. Look for them. Look with such a big force, with such a passion and patience and gratitude. Look for the triggers in anything. And by looking for triggers in anything, anywhere, in everything, before you know, you're going to realize, wow, couple months went by, couple years went by, and the last time I was triggered, I can't even remember. And now finally, you're home. Because a lot of you, my galactic family, want to win the lottery, want to be super beings, want to help the world, want to do all those wonderful things as a light workers. But the basics, be a master in basics. When you're going to be a master soul in basics, you prove to the universe you're ready for anything. If you cannot handle basics, how the universe can give you something bigger? If you cannot drive a bicycle, God Almighty going to give you a 747 to fly? Come on, my galactic family. See, now you see it, how that works. So I'm happy by now. I prolong, so many times I prolong what I'm saying. Because you want to stop the triggers. But even that film, it was triggering you a couple minutes ago. Did you notice that? And when you remember what caused that trigger, the lack of patience. But you're going to say, how am I going to be patient? Be in the heart space. Be grateful. All those aspects, all all this together works in a concert, when you start using all the recipe I give you, all the frequencies, everything I give you, when you use everything together, even in minimum, when you use 100%, it's never going to work. When you will use everything in 1%, it will work flawlessly, my galactic family, perfectly. So wake up tomorrow and be like, I cannot wait for another trigger. Come on, who's going to trigger me? You look for that trigger. Look even to yourself. Try to trigger yourself. Look for the trigger in your mom, in your dad, in anything. Look in all the triggers. Look for them. Beg God for the triggers. Look for them with such a gratitude, with such a passion. Look for those triggers so much that actually you're going to win, because you're using power of paradox in your advantage. And that's how you win with the devil. And that's how never again triggers will work for you. And finally, you will change your frequency. And finally, when you're going to change your frequency, and finally, again, the universe will test you, and nothing will trigger you ever again. Because if you're going to be on that frequency, I'm telling you, the universe don't have to test you anymore. You see, we're skipping that part. What I'm giving you, you don't have to prove to universe. When you're saying to universe, come on, I'm ready. No trigger ever gonna trigger me. The universe gonna send you a million triggers, and you're gonna be always triggered, always. And you're always gonna lose. What I'm giving you, my galactic family, we're skipping that part. You see where we're coming with this, my galactic family? We earth angels, we're giving you with such clarity. Just listen exactly what I'm giving you. Practice this, and it's kindergarten. It's so easy. It's so easy. So even if the triggers will come to you, you are so ready for them, because if you are waiting for a trigger, you are 100% conscious of that trigger coming towards you, and you can move that spiritually. You can move your frequency spiritually a quarter of an inch right, a quarter of the inch left, quarter of the inch forward, or quarter of the inch backwards. And they losing balance, not you. Do you see where we're coming with this, my galactic family? I know when you're going to do this, my galactic family, you are a winner. No more triggers. And look from previous films. I'm speaking about the balance. Very important as well. But can't wait. Be so focused, because when you're going to be so focused, you cannot wait. You cannot wait for another trigger. You cannot wait. When you're going to be on that frequency, the universe already knows you are fully conscious and you're fully ready. So like this, no trigger will work for you. It's like you are consciously ready to fight with somebody. When you know you're gonna fight with somebody, you at least have a chance to win, yeah? Because you are conscious. Not like somebody coming from behind or out of the blue, yeah? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying look for fights or look constantly for don't be this maniac. Don't go overboard, my galactic family. We're not saying be in balance. Live your life. Don't be like this lunatic. I'm just looking for the triggers. Where are they? No. Have your life, have your passions, do your things. But override it in your subconscious. Override the frequency. Be always override it so much that you always conscious, like you head on. You're head on. Like the only reason they put you out of balance because they surprise you. Like in martial arts, being in balance. You're doing something, and the smallest thing can trigger you because it's coming from surprise point of view. But when you're waiting for it, you are never surprised. Yes? I am Renegade member of Family of Light, Systems Buster, available for altering systems of consciousness within free will universe on call. I love you, my galactic family. Namaste.